We begin with breaking news. A federal judge has ruled that the National Guard will remain sidelined in Illinois. Today in court, lawyers for the White House agreed to that move. Our political reporter Chris Ty is at the Dirksen Federal Courthouse with much more on this decision. Chris.
Maria, it's understandable if you're confused with all of the court cases going on as it relates to the National Guard in Illinois. So let's set the table here again. On one side, you have the Trump White House that wants to deploy the National Guard to protect ICE agents and to protect federal property around Chicagoland. On the other side, the governor and the mayor, all from the city and the state, saying we do not need the National Guard and the president shouldn't supersede. The timeline here is critical. The Guard got here on October the 6th. 3 days later, a temporary restraining order went into place saying they could not deploy. That restraining order lasts for 14 days, which expires tomorrow. So the hearing today was, what should we do with the National Guard now? The hearing, which lasted only a few minutes, came down to this: the two sides agreeing for the first time in a very long time that the restraining order should remain until there is final judgment in this matter. And that means either a ruling from the Supreme Court, who could supersede everything any day now, or a resolution from the judge, in this case, Judge April Perry, who, as you may recall, on an appeals court, they held up her ruling, keeping the Guard from mobilizing. This takes us to a whole new series of questions. What about those Guards, men and women, who are just idling out in Will County waiting to be deployed, who most of whom are not getting paid because of the federal government shutdown? All eyes likely to turn on whether or not those Guardsmen and women will remain in Illinois as all of this gets sorted out. But again, Marie, the headline in just the last hour here from Dirksen: the National Guard remains sidelines until either the Supreme Court or the District Court here in Illinois makes a final judgment.
Chris Ty live for us with that breaking news at the Dirksen Federal Courthouse. Thanks, Chris.